Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Fig Life. My name is Richie, the real deal heel Reardon, and I'm always joined by my co-host and my partner in crime, Mr. Johnny Podcastin, John Wangland. How you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. Doing good, man. Coronavirus ain't stopping us from doing a little fig life over here, man. We're still fig lifing it up. Coronavirus, COVID-19, it ain't got shit on the fig world order, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna do a funny episode, an opener there, and have my lucha mask on and kind of say it was my respirator, but I kind of passed on the idea there. Maybe some sensitive people out there wouldn't appreciate it too much that know people affected by it, but hey, it's just
Yeah,
me trying to be funny, man. So
it's all right, man. Maybe for another episode you could put that on. It's all good. I don't think anybody's going to be too offended by it. We wish everybody the best on it and know it's a tough situation that's going on. We're just not letting it stop us from doing some fig life, man.
yeah, absolutely, dude. And I got something I got to show you, and I want to show the people that are part of our group and Fig Life here a nice project that we've been touting about for a while that finally got sent to me and in. And so I am proud to present the RCN
Woo!
Tag Team Championship.
God, it's a
And
thing, beauty.
if people see there's Mr. Johnny Podcastin's podcast logo, Wrestling with Reality, with the Punisher logo in there with the upside down star with the circle around it. And I think that's pretty damn cool. You got the RCN up on top there for our Reality Check Podcast Network. Get to the center plate with the nice, beautiful wings that come off the strap, make it look all unique. And it's a World Tag Team title from the NWA. I think it's like an 80s style tag team title there.
Yep.
You got the RCN instead of the NWA up on top. And then, of course, you come to this side plate, and it's Wrestling Anonymous's logo with the two skulls and the
Love it.
microphone, and of course the RCN up on top too. So
Oof.
it's
That's a
also
thing
got
of
plates
beauty.
on the back here. It's got the black star. That's kind of basically the NWA title. Side plates on the side, but we're gonna switch those out and put more show logos on this. So it's a
It's a
nice
heavy
belt,
belt, you
man.
said, right?
Oh my God, it's the heaviest belt I own, and I own many of them. So
Well,
even the John Cena spinner doesn't have shit on this.
we'll be rocking those out on a lot of shows, man. Since we're the tag team champions of the RCN, man, and the Fig World Order. Love it,
Yep,
man. He did a great job on those.
absolutely. Mateen is a fucking genius when it comes to making belts. So there's gonna be one of many of his in my collection. So.
Yeah, I definitely think we'll be doing a lot of business with him in the near future on certain things. And man, that's an awesome one. I can't wait to strap it around the waist here, and we can be representing him all the time here on the show, man. It's going to be some cool stuff. Great, great fucking job, Mateen, and thanks for getting that, Richie, man. That's going to be some cool stuff, and it is some cool stuff just to look at it. Awesome things, man.
Absolutely, dude. No problem. It's a token of my friendship to you. And, well, as you said, man, we'll be rocking them out more often. But for tonight, we got a great theme for our show that we chose. And, the two figures I picked are well known for their tag team championships. And the faction is a well known faction that went in the Hall of Fame last year, actually. It's based
Hmm.
on DX.
Yep.
So, go ahead and open up the show, man, with what you got. What do you got
Well,
for
I,
us?
I got to go with one of DX's biggest adversaries since we're doing a DX theme one.
Ooh.
I rocked a Sean one out recently, but I got to go with one of DX's biggest adversaries they've ever had. The one that really took the original incarnation of DX down there and made his stamp, and he's Richie's favorite. Uh, if not one of his favorite, if not his favorite of all time. I think it's probably your favorite of all time for wrestlers here. And I picked this up in a great trade with this guy named Brian this week. Brian's in all the fig groups out there. It's Brian Sokol, Sokol. He's always selling lots of good stuff. And me and Brian made a trade. He wanted one of my Dude Loves, and I traded a Dude Love for this beautiful figure. And Brian's a stand-up guy, sent it right out as I did with the Dude Love. That's what you always got to do when you're trading and you're doing anything with fake stuff. And helping one another out. That's why our community, we got to take care of one another. You can see the little hole in my wall there on my collection of classics here because I took this down, and it is the Stone Cold Steve
Oh,
Austin.
man.
My first Stone Cold actually in my collection, surprisingly enough, man. This is the first.
Yeah, well, the Stone Cold Steve Austin figures, they all look very similar, but this one in particular is my favorite just because the color of the vest, but I'll let you cover all that.
Yeah, it's got a beautiful vest here, man. Once again, I wish it was soft goods, but it's not. It is what it is. but it's got the colors here, as you guys can probably see if I get up in there. It's not the typical Austin white colors. It's the bright colors right in here for his vest there, which I love that. It's an incarnation of Austin that I think a lot of people forget, that he had that colors in, because everybody always equates the black and white with him, with his vest and his getup and everything. But this one is actually with the bright colors. I believe I'm colorblind, but I believe it's red that's in there. And it's just a beautiful figure. Great facial scan on him here. And it comes equipped with the beer can too. I'm going to point the right spot right here. It's got the beer can with him there. As everybody knows, Steve is synonymous with his beer drinking ways in the ring. And it's got the beer can. It's got a great facial scan on it. It's a beautiful figure, man. I was happy to trade an extra dude love that I have for this one. More than happy to. Been wanting to get an Austin for a while. This line had a great group of people in it. It had the Big Red Machine version of Kane. It had the Sunny version of the Legion of Doom when she was with LOD 2000, which I actually have behind me as well. Val Venus, Rikishi, the Steve Austin. It's got one of the Honky Tonk Man ones, which I have as well. It's got King Mabel, Mae Young, Nature Boy Ric Flair from his 80s time frame, and the one and only, the greatest announcer of all time, the man himself, Mr. Jim Ross, is in this line as well. So got some great figs. This is a beautiful figure, beautifully done, perfect condition. This is mint on card when I got it, 1,000%. Brian's stuff is spot on. And it even comes equipped with his knee braces and stuff in there too. You'll be able to see it in the closer pictures, but it's got the built-in knee braces on there for him there. Just a tremendous job on Jax on this one. Just really wish, being nitpicky, they would have had the soft goods on it. But other than that, it was awesome, man. It was a great pickup.
Yeah, I'm glad that they did the knee braces on it. That's one thing that, I will not buy a Steve Austin figure if it doesn't have the knee braces, unless he's wearing jeans or something, just because, that's a big important part of his getup that he wore, man. It was something that made him stand out to me personally. I had paralysis on my left side for my whole life, and to see a guy have nerve problems and stuff and still do his thing and wear those things proudly. He even accessorized them, did different colors later on, and was proud of them.
Yep.
So hey, that's something that stood out to me and was cool to a guy like me that had some of the same issues. And Steve Austin, to me, like you said, he is one of my favorites of all time. I mean, how could you not like him? His character just stood out amongst the rest. He was a beer swilling, foul mouth son of a bitch that didn't take shit from his boss, and everybody kind of likes to be that guy, so, or wants to be that guy anyways. So I can see why he made it as big as he did.
Who doesn't want to punch your boss or kick him in the nuts at some point, man? I'm telling you, I think we've all had at least one boss in our lifetime that we want to do it to. Steve was able to live through that dream for the rest of us, man. One of the all-time greatest ever, no denying it. Made such a huge stamp on the business, and this Monday is 316 there. It's sad to see that Raw is not going to be from a big place to get that crowd reaction, but still, nonetheless, it sounds like Steve is still going to be on the show on Monday. So I'll be interested to see that on Raw and the stadium there empty. But by the time you guys get this that'll be long done, and listen to it. But God, you got to love Steve Austin, man. And he was one hell of a thorn in DX's side for a long time with the legendary feud with Shawn Michaels, with Mike Tyson, Triple H, and China, and all them. And he was their biggest thorn in their side for a good 6 months to a year time frame there. He had his battles with DX and then some. So what do you got for yours, man? You got a great a stamp of approval, I think, for us to start. What do you got, buddy?
Well, this one here is a stamp of approval simply because, just they knocked it out of the park in every stretch of the imagination for this guy. It was his first time in the line, and they nailed it out of the park, just like Mattel usually does with their elites. And I'm glad they included the European title because, in my opinion, he was one of the greatest of all time as far as the European Championship is concerned. And I'll go ahead and show you, man. He was a big stable, probably one of the most important people in DX. And I'm talking about, of course,
Oh yeah.
you go to your blood. And he was part of the clique, Mr. X-Pac.
God,
And
look at that.
once Shawn Michaels dropped the ball, so to speak, Triple H went to his blood and went to the clique and had X-Pac join DX. And he had a huge issue with his neck when he first came in, and after he got his foot on the ground and stuff, he really turned into a major stable for them. And he was the mid card guy. He was like the Scott Hall of the group that went out there and carried the mid card over. So X-Pac's a very important figure in DX for sure, and I'm glad they made this figure. You got the cut off shirt that he used to wear where the sides were cut off and it was just like the flaps like the Undertaker did for a lot of years. They included his bandana there, which I really like. Even on his head scan, they have his tongue sticking out because he used to do that a lot, which is really cool. I even like the stance that they
Yeah.
put him in here, where he's getting ready to do the crotch chop there. But there's the beautiful, prestigious European title that I think should come back in a lot of ways. And this is signed by X-Pac. It says "Suck It" on it, so it's perfect. It's in green, green paint pen. You got a great picture of him right there in his younger days. And I'll go ahead and read some of the stats on the back. This is based off his WrestleMania attire from WrestleMania 16. It was in the year 2000. He was a WWE Tag Team Champion, a light heavyweight champion. It's kind of funny on here. They have the European title in here, but they don't mention it in his titles. So
Yeah.
he was a European champion as well. Just kind of weird that they didn't do that. But his signature move is, of course, the X Factor. He's from Minneapolis, Minnesota. 212 pounds, 6'1", and debuted in 1993 as the Lightning Kid, 1, 2, 3 Kid, whatever you want to call him. He had many names. It says on here too, which is really strange. Affiliations was the New World Order, so they didn't even mention fucking DX, and this is his DX attire. I'm nitpicky, but the people that came in this series, and this of course was series number 33, was Roman Reigns, the Junkyard Dog, which I gotta get that figure, Cesaro, and I believe this Cesaro was the one where he had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal
Oh,
trophy
okay.
with him.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, and then you got Seth Rollins in his Shield attire and Batista in his Blue Tista outfit. So that was the series, and a great group of guys in there. A couple of them I want to get. But this figure, man, definitely one of my favorites. Sean Waltman, X-Pac, was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, simply because of his size. He was a little guy, but he used his karate and martial arts and stuff to really stand out there. So
And if they don't like it, if people out there don't like that figure with Sean Wellman right now, I think we got two words for them.
suck it.
There you go. Bam! What do you got
So
to close it out, man? Because you got a sweet one right here. I like these two. This is a great one to show everybody here with the DX theme and a great closeout right here.
So I got both of their incarnations of their Mattel Elite, and I'm gonna go ahead and go through both of them because without these two, DX was getting a little stale for a while for
Yeah.
people, and these guys were getting over by themselves. And Shawn Michaels and Triple H took notice of that before Shawn Michaels left after the Mania event with Austin that you showed that figure earlier. Um, but after that all took place, X-Pac joined, and then of course you had, oh, you didn't know, the New
Do,
Age
do, do.
Outlaws.
Yo
And
ass
these,
better call somebody.
absolutely, and these are their Hall of Champions versions of their figures.
Oh, those are
And these
great.
are this Road Dog is the best.
That's the
Uh,
best.
the,
Yeah.
the Billy Gunn though, I particularly prefer the other one that I have, but this one is pretty damn cool too with the pink attire. I wish they would have done the yellow trunks, in my opinion. I think those were the best that he wore. Um, but I'll go ahead and review the Road Dog first. This Road Dog here, man. I mean, if you look at it, he's got his hat that he wore with his braids that would come out the top. I mean, they knocked it out of the park with this figure completely. Of course, he's got the tag team champion because they're one of the best tag teams in the world and they're one of my favorites, probably top 3 of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he signed it Road Dog DX. That's usually his MO for his signature there. He'll include the DX for everybody. These Hall of Champions figures are cool because in the background you can see all the belts, and it literally looks like a Hall of Champions in there. So that's pretty damn cool detail that they had.
Yeah, that's nice.
I like the color of the box. It's like the blue and gold and everything. You get a pretty iconic picture of him where he's saying, tag team champions of the world, which is what he used to do all the time. You look on the back there, they've got his whole script of what he used to say to the crowd. Um, the people that were in this Hall of Champions line in particular were Paul Bearer, which was manager of The Undertaker when he was WWE champion in 91, so it's that attire. And he has the Winged Eagle title included with that figure. You got Road Dogg with the tag team title. You got Billy Gunn with the tag team title. And then you have Ultimate Warrior from 1990 with his Winged Eagle title. So he was the WWE champion then. So a great series of guys to be featured in. And like I said, man, this Elite is definitely better than his first one. But they're both great, and I have them both. They're both signed. And this is an essential if you're a DX fan for sure.
That's beautiful, man. That's a beautiful one. I've never seen the Hall of Champions line.
Yeah, the Hall of Champions line is fucking phenomenal, dude. They got a lot of great figures in there. The one that I want in particular is definitely that Ultimate Warrior because we have a great Warrior collection as it is. So I got to get that one. That's the only one I don't have right now out of the Mattel lines. Besides, of course, like the $10,000 ones and shit like that. But um, this is the Billy Gunn, and the cool thing about it is they got two different variations of his headband. Of course, everybody knows that's what he was, most well known for wearing. You can do a bunch of figure photography, switch it up a little bit. One's a DX one, one's just a tied one in the front. He's got his black DX shirt on, which looks pretty damn cool. The kiss lips on the attire there, great detail, great deco on it.
Yep.
I mean, even the Alpine Star boots, they nailed out of the park. And then you got that iconic, I think it's a Dave McMillan tag team title there.
Dave
That's
Milliken.
Dave Milliken. Just a beautiful belt that guy designed, man. That's so
He's a
iconic and
beauty. He designs lots of good belts.
so many great belts that he's made over the years and stuff. And this is another essential. But if you're looking for a good elite, I recommend the other one. But this is a great one too. Billy Gunn is just one of my favorites of all time. He was the powerhouse of this tag team. Road Dogg was the mic guy. He was like this is like the Big Cass, and Road Dogg's like the Enzo Amore if you're talking about a new comparison. But these guys easily one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Dude, beautiful stuff, bro. Beautiful stuff on there. Well, I'm telling you, DX edition was a good edition there. We like to try to run some themes on the shows and kind of push them together there. But you can never lose with DX. You can never lose with Steve Austin. And you can never lose by watching Fig Life. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe now if you haven't already done so. Hit that bell notification. You're getting 3 episodes at least a week away. And don't forget, every time you put a comment in on one of the videos, you're entering in a drawing. Put your comments in on there. Every time you comment on a video, you're going to get entered in the drawing. So the more comments you do on the videos, the more you get entered in the drawing. And keep those comments coming. Check out the podcast that we do. We got Wrestling Anonymous, Wrestling with Reality. We got another great show on our network. It's called That's What She Said Wrestling Podcast. So go ahead and check those out for all the wrestling fans, man. And keep it coming. We appreciate the support, everything you guys do for us. So, Richie, got anything you want to close us out with, buddy?
I just want to thank everybody for watching and all the support. And of course, we're gonna go ahead and end this a little bit differently. Those of you that have followed us know that we always say, when you're with the Fig World Order, what are you, John?
You're a part of us for life, man.
Yep, absolutely. So I got 2 words for you: for life.